Alright, in this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to transition over to Plasticity from Blender. I'm going to show you how to use the same commands you've been using, like the pie menu, how to do the Booleans, how to do all that cool stuff. The nice thing is it's very easy. It takes 5-10 minutes to transfer from Blender to Plasticity, so you don't really need to relearn anything. So let's get started. Alright, so first of all, here in Blender, you're obviously going to have the default cube, and in Plasticity, you're also going to have the default cube, right? I just want to show you how to transition the operations over, okay? So first things first, I always, in every single one of my tutorials, tell you guys to use machine tools. That way you can go in and out of vertex, edge, and face mode very quickly. Now there's a way to do this. You can custom code this in Plasticity. So you can tab into vertex, edge, and face mode, and then also solid mode, which is technically like our object mode, so to speak. So the commands will be exactly the same. The pie menu will be exactly the same. Let me show you how to set this up. Now, if you own our Ultimate Guide to Plasticity course or any of our Plasticity trainings, you'll get access to this JSON file, but I'm not gonna like put a fucking, what's this called? Code behind a paywall. That's dumb. So what I want you to do, obviously if you have the course, you can just download this, but basically just pause the video here. If you're a Windows user, you can press Windows key Shift S and just pause my video, screenshot this right here, because I can't like embed this as a link in the description. It's not possible in YouTube. Copy and paste this into Claude, ChatGPT, doesn't matter. Tell it to give you a Word document and then just save that as a JSON file, okay? And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to drag this JSON file here that it gets created, basically this code right here. You're just going to drag that into Plasticity. So literally what I would do is I would take this, I would click it, and then I would just drag it here into Plasticity. Now I already have mine set up, so I'm not going to do that. But once you drag that into Plasticity, you need to close the software and reopen it. So I'm going to go in here, we're going to close that, and then I'm going to reopen Plasticity. And let me just format this so you can see it. And then basically what you're going to have here, if you press tab, nothing's going to happen. For me, it's going to happen, but not for you. What you want to do is press the F key and then type in menu. There's going to be an option here, radial menu selection mode, okay? Basically what you want to do is you want to go in here, you want to go to add or assign shortcut and then just press tab, okay? Now you're going to have the same exact pie menu here in Plasticity as you do in Blender, right? You can tab into vertex, edge, face, and solid, which is basically object mode. There's not really like an edit mode, so to speak, in Plasticity. Now, by default, these edges are going to be showing through in Plasticity, as you can see. You want to press Alt-Z to disable that. That's the same command as Blender. Blender has an Alt-Z command, so does Plasticity. Just press Alt-Z to fix that. Now in terms of matte caps and display, I recommend using this matte cap right here. It's very elegant, very clean, very easy to look at. This is basically the same matte cap that I use in my videos. It's basically the same as this one. It's like almost identical, as long as the edges aren't showing. You can kind of see that. So let's go over the actual modeling here. Now in Blender by default, you have object mode and edit mode. They're technically separate. It doesn't really matter though, because you can use the same exact pie menu as we just installed here in Plasticity. If you've been using machine tools, you should already have the muscle memory baked in, vertex, edge, face, and object mode, okay? Now in Blender, what we do is we press tab and we go into edge mode or vertex mode, whatever. And then usually what we do is we select an edge and then we press Control B to bevel it. Now this is a little bit different in Plasticity, okay? You're still going to tab into edge mode, but when you select the edge here, you don't actually press Control B. That's a different command. You're going to see this little yellow icon right here. And what this does is it bevels. So I can move my mouse to the left for a chamfer, and you can see the settings right in here. Or I can move it back to the right for a fillet, and then you have different settings in here as well. Now on a basic shape like this, the fillets are going to be all the same basically. but that is the kind of first result here. That's how you bevel in Blender. In Blender, you'd usually have to add in the chamfer, and for a fillet, you would add in more segments. In Plasticity, there's not really any segments. It's a CAD software, so it's chamfer or it's fillet, right? This is basically an infinite bevel. This is the same thing as if I were to add in like an infinite amount of segments. That's why Plasticity is so accurate, right? It's a mathematical mesh. And then in terms of, say I wanted to bevel this side right here, in Blender you'd usually go in and you would select the entire, loop of edges. You don't actually have to do that in Plasticity. You can select one edge and it'll automatically identify which area to bevel. So I can do that. And then obviously in Blender, after you add in your bevel, you can't just select one edge, right? This is, you'd have to select the entire set of edges there. That is kind of the main difference with Blender and Plasticity. Now, in terms of mirroring the object, if you want to mirror the object, tab into the solid mode, select the object. This is the same exact command as hard ops in Blender. You press Alt X, and then you select the side you want to mirror from. Now, once this mirror operation appears, you want to right click. In Blender, you can just press enter or whatever. And here, you can press enter or you can right click. Now, I don't know how to explain this well, but let me show you in Blender really quick. By default in Blender, if I were to use a mirror, this is how it's going to look basically. And obviously I can go in here and I can apply that mirror, and there's going to be a bisect line kind of going down the center. Now in Plasticity, the same thing is going to happen. It's basically going to have, the only difference here is it's going to have two separate objects, right? What you want to do after you add that mirror modifier is automatically fuse it together. So the way you do that is you press Alt X, you run your mirror, and then you press Q. There's going to be a setting down here called Q Union Merge. So if I press Q and then right click, it'll just automatically merge that together. A bit of an extra step, but that is how you do that. And then in terms of running Booleans, let's go ahead and go through that. Let's say in Blender, I wanted to add in a Boolean cut here through this area on a cylinder. So I would add in a cylinder, I would add in my vertices, I would shade auto smooth, and then I would rotate this a bit. So maybe RY 45, and then I can scale this down. Let me rotate this 180 or 90 degrees, and then I could scale this a bit, scale that up a bit, and then I could go in and then I could run my difference Boolean, move this up or whatever, and I could run it just like that basically, right? Now in Plasticity, it's a little bit different. We're going to go in here and we're going to go to the cylinder option. We can go in, click. You can also specify the radius. If you want to have a particular radius in mind, you could press tab and then put in 0.5, for example. And then we're going to move our mouse up, click, and then just right click. So it's a little bit different because you're first like extruding the cylinder basically. And then if you want to go into side view, the commands are also the same as Blender. 1, 3, 7, you get the idea. What we're going to do here is press R to open that gizmo. We'll press R again. The pivot point is going to be here around that area, as you can see, which is fine. And then in here, you can actually type in a particular angle if you want, right? You can just press 45 and then G again to just move that up here, just like that. And then just right click to go back to the normal mode. And then if you want to run a Boolean, usually in Blender what you do is you select the Boolean object and then you shift click the main object and then you run the Boolean. Now in Plasticity it's kind of the opposite, okay? We're going to select the object we want to run the Boolean from, that we want to have the cut on, and then we shift click on the Boolean object and we press Q, and then you can press Q again to kind of change the commands to like a union, things like that. You can press, as you can see here, W would be different, and you have like different options in here. And then when you're done with that, you right click, and then you're going to have that Boolean locked in. Now what's the downside here? Plasticity is destructive, right? In Blender, I could obviously go in here to my ever scroll feature in hard ops and kind of move that around. In Plasticity, that's not the same case. So you might want to get this set up properly. Again, You just select this, shift click on this, Q, right click, and then you're good to go. If you do want to adjust this, this is the cool part about plasticity. If I were to do something like this in Blender, we have all these edges on the inside here, and if I move this up, it moves the attached geometry because again, we're dealing with a polygon modeling software. This isn't defined by mathematics. And here, I can literally just go into face mode. I can select this face, G, Z, and look at that. I can dynamically update this. It's all doing, crazy math behind the scenes that lets me do that. I can move that up. I can move this over. And notice what happens when I move that over. You get some really interesting results. And you don't have any shading errors either, right? If I undo this and I were to move this over here, kind of like I'm doing here in plasticity, right? You don't have any shading errors because this is technically like an infinite mesh. It's all defined by math. And here, this is defined by, polygons. So if we wanted to clean that shading, this is where I'd have to go in and just add in a lot of loops to really isolate that shading, as much as possible. And even then, it's not going to be perfect. Say I wanted to come in here and bevel this area. You have this mess. This is why we use the offset cut command to give yourself a buffer in Blender to add in, a bevel like that, right? And you're still going to have some pretty nasty, shading areas. If I go into a reflective one, you can see that pretty easily. In plasticity, you don't deal with any of this stuff. And this isn't to say it's better or worse. It's just different, right? I can tab here into edge mode, select one of these edges, and I can bevel that. Look at that. Now, obviously, you can only bevel so far, but it doesn't overlap. It kind of, does this pinching thing at the end, and it keeps beveling. So I could obviously bevel to here. You could change the chordal if you want to keep that even. And then you're going to have a, shape like this with perfect shading. You're not going to have to deal with those extra commands or isolating the shading or anything like that, like you would have to do here in Blender. Now let's say you wanted to do an n-gon cut. You're in Blender, you have an object, and you want to run, obviously we would do this in Box Cutter, that's what I use. Obviously to use an n-gon cut, you would just click, double click, you could run the cut, and there you go. That's how you would do an n-gon cut in Blender. If you're using vanilla Blender, you would just go in and just make the shape here, make like a custom shape, run the Boolean there. You've seen this in my videos before, I'm sure. Now in plasticity, this is a little bit different. While you can technically go in here and add in a cube, for example, I could go in, I could add that, I could scale this up, and then what I could do is I could rotate this, place that here, and then you could still run the Boolean like before. We'll just move this over. We'd select this, tab into solid mode, select this, shift click this, Q. You can certainly do that. That's no problem. But, if you don't want to do it that way, you could simply use an n-gon cut by going here to the line command. Now the line command in plasticity is the same as the Shift A command in Blender, okay? If you press Shift A here in plasticity, it'll add in a line. I can literally go in, I can cut the line I want to use. You can press Alt Z if you want to see the line a bit better. And then we just right click. And what we're going to do is use this as a cut. And the way we use a cut is by simply selecting this object, you press the C command, and then you select this curve right here, and then right click. That will cut this object for you. The other way you can do it is you can select this, press F, and then search for cut. And then you can just select that and do it that way. Same thing, I just like the C command better. And then what you can do is you can tab into edge mode, select that, press X to delete it. And then for this area, I could scale this in. If I wanted to do like an inset Boolean, I could just delete it completely by pressing the X key or the delete key. And you basically have the same result here as you have in Blender, right? And obviously you're not dealing with these shading issues like in Blender. I'd have to go in, adjust the auto smooth, things like that. And then let's say I wanted to bevel this area here in Blender. Again, we would just apply our Boolean. We would go in here, bevel that area. You could bevel this area as well if you wanted to, just like that. And then in plasticity, Very similar thing, you would just tab into edge mode, select this edge, get that beveled, and then again you can just select one edge in here. Plasticity automatically calculates that for you. You can get in, you can bevel that, and you essentially have the same type of shape as we have here in Blender. So that is how you transition from Blender over to Plasticity. The commands are basically identical, and then in terms of learning the actual software, I would highly recommend getting our Ultimate Guide to Plasticity course. That is the best training on the internet for plasticity right now. Obviously we have YouTube videos, those are just shorter, but I would really recommend grabbing our Plasticity program if you want to learn how to use the software in full now that you've transitioned over from Blender. Hope this was useful, and I'll see you in the next video.